Good morning, folks. How are we today? Another beautiful day, but we'll get there in a wee second. Let's see if we can get Facebook to play today, shall we? Funny how people's moods get better when the sun comes out, eh? Especially here in Scotland where we don't see very much of the sun. Right, let's see if Facebook will play nice today. Answer. No, on this device. I think I might need to reboot that device. But it's been another interesting 24 hours in this new world created by the Donald. Very interesting. Some of you will have seen the short video I made last night. But there's a wee bit more of that to come today in the papers. Right. That's Facebook on, Bob. So we'll just wait till we get Facebook in, then we'll get this programme underway, shall we? So who's in? I see my other co-presenter is in, Charlie Cat. No, I mean the other Davies in the chat. Good morning, David. Morning, Hugh Smith. Good morning, Reagan Elite. You were up bright and early and broadcasting this morning. Unfortunately, I just settled to watch it when I had a power outage. That's just the way it goes. Morning, Stephen Bankier, Aki's. Roshan, how are you today over there in Ireland? Morning, Mark Telfer. Okay, we sipping my coffee. Almost there. Right, that's the first of the food. Facebook is on. Hi, Doug. Right, let's get started then. Indy Truck Davy out the truck and up home to his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a beautiful morning. Bright, clear, blue skies, sunny, 9 degrees. Hi, Jackie. And today's high will be taps half again, 17 degrees. But remember, as I keep saying, ne'er cast a coat to May's out. So keep your jumper on, folks, or you'll end up in the cranking house. Hey, pollen counts high. So if you get hay fever, birch seems to be the pollen that's annoying people at the moment. And dew point will be at 2100s tonight when we get down to 6 degrees. There you go. That's quite comprehensive today. So anyway, that's how it is here in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. It's beautiful. If you want to know what it's like where you are, look at your head bloody one day. Okay, right, let's get on with it. First up this morning, we have the right-wing loony rag, the Daily Fail, and it leads on a medical story. We'll put it up. Interesting headline, this one. The Daily Fail. And it's got baby born after womb transplant in UK's first. Let me correct that, Scotland's first. Scottish mother hails healthy daughter as her greatest gift, thanks to Sister 42 donating her uterus. Now, I don't know much about the science involved, but what I do know is that Scotland's been at the forefront of reproductive science for quite a long time. And as you know, we're the first person to clone a sheep. No doubt somewhere in a wee lab along there in Edinburgh, they've probably cloned people and all, and terminated it before it's grown any size, But Scotland has been at the forefront of this sort of medical advances for a long time now. Right, let's bring that down. We'll shut it down and we'll move on. Next up we have the scum, and I don't put the scum up, as you know, but it goes in the same story, and that's after sister donates organ, Scott's mum has first womb swap baby. Transplant brings joy, apparently. So that's the scum on the same medical story. It's an interesting story. The transplant of a womb for a fertile woman who's finished having children to an infertile woman who wants to have children. It's a very interesting story. Right, next up we have the Times. Let's put the Times up. We'll see what the Times has got for us this morning. The Times has got, who needs a husband? A pet will make you just as happy. Charlie Cat will be glad to hear that. And no pausing tariff vows Trump as stocks sink. Now, what's that about? Well, yesterday it was rumoured for a short period of time that Donald Trump was going to put a 90-day pause on the tariff wars. The rumour didn't last long as the White House made it clear, nope, there will be no pause in the tariff wars. Okay, and of course the byline is a first woman transplant patient, incredible baby. As I say, it is quite a wondrous story. Right, next up we have the Scotsman. We'll put it up. What nonsense is the Scotsman got for us today? Thanks, Jordy. Thank you very much. Ooh, what's the Scotsman got for us today? We'll stick it up, as we always do. Up comes the Scotsman. Starmer calls for calm, but warns of era of instability. Trump threatens extra China tariffs, sparking trade war fears. We talk with sparking trade war fears. The markets are still on the downturn, and as I say, that's quite interesting. Now, I had something to say about that last night. So Starmer, of course, calling for calm. Basically, Starmer's trembling under the fucking table. The UK is vulnerable. It's no part of any economic bloc, and it's not a very big economy. It's ripe for the picking. Right, after the Scotsman, we have the Herald. We'll put it up, although it's not very big this morning because it was crap. In the paper review, it was a blurry picture. We'll see if we can blow it up a bit here. Nah, I'm afraid not. Baby girl is UK's first child born after womb transplant. So back on the medical story again. It is a wondrous story. It's fascinating to me, and I'll have a wee look into it a bit later. As I say, because I find it fascinating. For no other reason, just I find it fascinating. So I'll be doing a wee bit of digging into the science behind it. Right, next up we have the Telegraph, I believe. Yep. There's the Telegraph. It's got an interesting headline. Trump, don't be a panicking. And let's blow that up. I'll bring it up a bit so you can see the bylines underneath. New party based on weak and stupid people criticising his tariff agenda. So there you go, folks. Those of us who think starting a trade war is fucking madness, apparently we're weak and stupid people. And President refuses to reverse measures despite biggest market sell-off since COVID. Now, those of you who've seen the video I made last night will understand that bit about sell-off, because the one thing in all the coverage I have seen, and that includes Channel 4 news segment last night called Bloodbath on Wall Street, sell-off. Well, the thing is, if there's a sell-off, some fucker's buying. Who's buying? Who backed the Orange Man baby? The people with the money who can afford to buy in the market that he's created, the slump that he's created. It's a heist, folks. It's a heist. And Starmer banks on trade deal as he says Britain is not cowed by a changing world. He's a fucking liar. No just is Britain cowed. Economically, the UK is on its fucking knees. It's trembling. It's weak. And it's vulnerable. Don't expect that Orange Man baby to be of any assistance. UK or Britain not cowed by changing world. Aye, it is. You see, Rachel for accounts will be under her desk right now, in the fetal position, bubbling. So, but as I say, the interest bit there is President refused to reverse measures despite biggest market sell-off since COVID. To see who's buying, who's winning out of this. The people who back Trump that's who's winning because they can afford to buy. Right, next up, we have the Rancid, and it has notorious jail slammed, inspectors branded state of prison wretchedly poor, bullying and, get this, bullying and attacks by officers on inmates is rife. Wow. And even Victorian planners would be ashamed of squalor in Berlin prison. Well, folks, aye, thanks, Stephen. Thank you very much. Here's the thing. Now, the Scottish Parliament's only been around for 25 years and it's getting round to updating the prison estate now. But remember, prior to that, the Scotland Office was around for a very long time and they never fixed the prison system. This is an SNP bad story that isn't an SNP bad story. Berlin's been out of date for a long time. It's been needing replaced since the 60s. No big enough a facility. So, although it's the SNP that's getting this in the neck because they are now in charge of the devolved settlement and prison service is devolved, this has been a problem at Berlin for a long time. But the idea that they were prison officers attacking the prisoners and bullying the prisoners, I guess that's the sort of environment it is. Yeah. Right. Next up, we've got the National. It's quite an interesting one today. The National, foolishly grovelling to Trump. Sarwar is slated after he says Scotland ought to be embracing US President regardless of his politics. Analysts, just what exactly is Scottish Labour leader playing at? Couriering up to Trump. And invitation to Scotland stands in spite of tariffs. Starmer says, lovely how an Englishman sat 475 fucking miles from my front door can decide who comes in it. Well, Starmer, you might want to reconsider that because I'm sure that Scotland will put on a fucking marvellous welcome for the Orange Man baby. But isn't that interesting? Starmer telling us who's coming to visit. They say, I don't think any of us will see him. He'll fly in, he'll get in a helicopter, he'll drop down in Balmoral because he's going to meet Charlie to discuss a state visit, and then he'll get back in the helicopter, back to the airport, and wait, fuck, we'll not get anywhere near him. Doesn't mean we can't try though. Hey, now, the sideline, Sky News political editor says that she fangirled Davison at Tory event. Must be Laura Koonsberg, eh? And Israeli bomb tents outside Gaza hospital. Again! War crimes on a daily fucking basis. Nobody did anything about it. Although I have seen some Labour MPs and ministers now have a wee go at Israel because they wouldn't let a couple of UK parliamentarians into Israel. That was interesting. Didn't they want anybody there to be able to go in and have a real look at what's being done? Very interesting. Next up, the Metro. It goes all Mary Poppins on with asses today. The Metro has gone all Mary Poppins. Trump's medicine helps the world economy go down. A spoonful of Trump helps the medicine go down. Aye, so the Metros went all Mary Poppins on our arses. Global markets plummet over US tariffs. You see, the question that's not been answered is who's buying up all these assets that are being offloaded as we get sell-offs. Right, that's the Metro for us. Buy Mary Poppins. What's the eye goat for us today? Well, we're firing through this today. Billions wiped off pensions amid worldwide stock market turmoil. Trade war escalates as Trump threatens China with 50% tariffs. As if China gives a fuck. It's already divesting away from America. Yeah. A lot of people divesting away from America right now. The Chinese, the Canadians and the Mexicans being prime examples. And I believe there was a meeting of European leaders yesterday to decide what they were going to do about Trump. Say, Mr. Starmer wasn't invited, but no members of the club anymore. He was in number 11 trying to console the Chancellor, who has promised growth. And Trump's tariffs just wiped out any wriggle room she has, so she's under her desk crying in the fetal position. And Starmer's in there trying to coax her out with an expense account. Come on, Rachel, here's your expenses. Come on, hen. Right, anyway, billions have been wiped off pensions. Folks, if you're having to draw your pension right now, or about to draw your pension now, bad. No good. If you've got another decade before you're drawing your pension, then there's every chance your pension fund might have recovered. Might have. Depends on what comes out the other side of this crash and sell-off. Yeah. Because there's a new order rising. So we're being told by the PM and people around about him. And apparently he's no frightened of what's to come. We don't know what's to come, but apparently Starmer does. So he's no frightened as the new world order emerges. They say there's a takeover on. Because when there's a sell-off, some fuckers going to be buying, and they're buying on the cheap. So as I say, I did a wee video on it last night, folks, because as I watched this unfolding, everybody's talking about market crashes and sell-offs. Nobody's talking about who's fucking buying. Because whoever's buying, they'll be in charge of this new world that's going to come out the other side of these trade wars. And we know who backed Trump, who's wreaking this devastation. People who can afford to buy. Right, this has been quite quick today. But let's have a look and see what the stars got for us today. Shall we? And the star has Man Baby doing even more than Iceberg Liz to sink world economy. Aye, but the question's going to be why? Who's the winner? Why is it being done? And is Trump the new lettuce? No, he's a pumpkin. Ran car for a lettuce. But as I say, once again, man may be doing even more than Iceberg Liz to sink world economy. They say the question's going to be why. And as we watch the stock markets crash, the term sell-off being thrown around, of course, the conclusion of that sell-off is going to be who's buying. Interesting stuff. So it is fascinating stuff. And then, of course, once they own it all, they either take loans out against it or slowly but surely sell it back so that they can do it all again. Boom and busts have become more regular, shall we say. The game's been rigged. Gary Stevens at Gary Economic explains it. The game's being rigged. And what's going on with Trump? It's a heist. It's a it's a robbery. And it's the poor and the middle classes who are losing the very, very last of what they had. Yeah. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. There is a lot of comedy out there. Tragic. But hey, not the first time somebody wrote a tragic comedy. Okay. We'll see you all in the morning. The other one who's in the audience today will be with me tomorrow morning as I fire headlines at him. Charlie Cat, well, he'll probably be in his usual place and be his usual attentive. A co-presenter. Yeah. You guys have been doing well lately. I've not any used to send to the fucking naughty step. Oh, dearie, dearie. And I'm spending a lot of money in candles here hoping to burn you fuckers. Look after yourselves, guys. We'll see you in the morning, 10:30. Don't be late or you're on the naughty step. Aye, boom and bust, Davy. Boom and bust. The economic cycles are getting shorter, folks.